Come on, Spencer.
You've got this. Do you want a clue?
I don't know if I have, but give me one more second. Come on. It is so true. When you pose this, everything disappeared, and I've just got like nursery rhymes going on in my head.
I like him. I mean, he's a good player. He's rapid. But my only concern is, I think he's been injured quite a lot in the last couple of seasons. So that's my only concern. I think from a player perspective, he's quality, but you just want someone who's going to be available for a full season, which none of our centre backs, other than our young ones, seem to be doing.
How are we, fellow Reds? And welcome to this Manchester United preview of the upcoming match against Brentford on Monday with myself, Spen, and a coffee Chaz. Before we get into it, thanks as always for subscribing and following. If you're not already, if you're not a fellow Red, even if you're a hater, get involved. We've got loads going on. We predicted the Rosenior sacking 8 hours in advance. We're just the place to be, so do it now. Subscribe, come and join us so you don't miss a thing. But Chaz, it's cracking the flags here. I've got shorts and t-shirt on. Perfect podcast weather. I'm guessing it's raining in Scotland.
It's not. It's perfect blue skies as well.
What?
18 degrees.
Superb. And we're stuck inside recording this. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Should do a al fresco style.
I know. But yeah, let's get into it. We're back and some stuff already been going on as well. So let's get into that straight away. We called it early. Rosenior, aka David Brent, as you call him, is no more. He's gone. Fired.
Yeah. Lost 5 in a row. They haven't scored a goal in 5 either. It's like, it's no surprise that you can't, especially at a club like Chelsea, you can't have those sorts of results and expect to keep your job. But I don't know if you saw the Chelsea statement. At the end, they kind of said they're going to reflect themselves, which kind of I think that's them subtly saying we made a mistake in hiring Brent because he just wasn't ever going to be. I think they kind of hoped that it would be like a Pep Guardiola thing coming from the system, Barcelona B to thingy and so on. And he's come from what they call the blue group or blue coat group or whatever it's called from Strasbourg. And yeah, it's just failed miserably. And it's even worse that it's failed because he's such a kind of odd bloke. And he's like he's very performative and kind of tries to be very philosophical. And I think that just made things even worse. So when it did go wrong recently, it's just, like fans turned on him quickly. I think players turned on him quite a few weeks ago. Because that squad has got some good players in it and it's a big squad. So if you did have the right manager, I don't think they'd be scrambling around in, what is it now, 8th. So yeah, I think they had to do it. And I think they basically, maybe to get to Europe, they have to win the FA Cup now because they are like dropping like a stone at the moment. So maybe they're just like, well, if we get to the FA Cup final, get someone in to take over that, and then we can at least build off the back of that and get Europa League.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it at all, and we called it earlier. I think what I am thinking, and kind of Henry touched on it as well on the last pod, is just Chelsea are in a mess because fair enough, you can make mistakes, but this feels like a repeat offence. And I think what's even worse is they literally had him, as you said, in blue collar at Strasbourg, and then when they appointed him, they gave all this chat of like, we've seen him at work, we know what he's like in the good times, in the bad times, we know what he's like in front of camera, like we're super excited about him. They've given him this like, big deal and big opportunity. And then is it 100 days? He's gone.
100, yeah. Also, yeah, 6-year contract, was it? Or 7-year contract?
Or something like
which
that.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they also do it because of the monetization thing. But
yeah,
like, it's madness. Like Guardiola's not getting 6-year contracts. Like, why is he getting it? And it's not like it's a small one. I think his payout's like 26 million or something crazy like that. I wish I could get fired and get paid 26 million.
Yes, please. I'd say a lot of David Brent stuff to
exactly,
get that treatment. That'd be definite. Yeah, mad one. That he's gone. I say we're not super surprised, but Chelsea in a mess, and so we'll see kind of what happens there. I think they've put Callum, is it McFarlane in for the rest of the season?
I think he was the one who stepped in before under 21 coach. I think he is. So I guess there's no point bringing in like an interim now. They just need someone who kind of knows the club, and they basically just needed a fresh face. To come in and just mix stuff up. And actually, it'll probably be like that kind of one where like no real tactical changes, just go out and play, motivate them style of thing. I imagine, and just try and get them playing better with more confidence because they obviously throw the towel in. Particularly you see that against Brighton, they just couldn't be asked basically.
Ah, shocking, shocking. But yeah, that's Chelsea. And then other news, Man City are now top of the league.
Yeah,
Arsenal dropping into second.
mad. Like you showed me that, you
Mad.
sent me that stat, and I saw it earlier as well. Like they've been top like 500 days in the last like 4 years or something like that, and zero trophies. And I think this is the first or second day City have been top the whole season. Liverpool being top for a
It's
day,
mad.
Chelsea were top for a day, and then Arsenal basically been top the whole time. And it's just such obviously this still could be twists and turns, but on the face of it at the moment, it's a monumental bottle job, isn't it?
It's brilliant. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, as you mentioned, so Arteta, since Arteta's been appointed, Arsenal have been at the top of the league for 539 days. Man City 453 days. City 4 titles. Arsenal 0.
Mad.
That is something. But like I say, we don't know how it's going to end, but it doesn't look great for Arsenal and for even to see them drop into second. It's big, isn't it?
I almost think they only beat Burnley 1-0. I almost think that's almost more demoralising. I know City had lots of chances and they should have scored more, but like if they went off and won like 5-0, they're just like, oh, whatever. But because it's kind of like a 1-0 kind of tight, that maybe Burnley could have nicked one. That I reckon that's almost more demoralising for the Arsenal fans. And I think Arsenal got obviously a tough game against Newcastle this weekend as well. So yeah, I could see a slip up there as well.
Yeah, and we'll come on to those juicy games in a minute for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. Uh, and then the other end of the table, Wolves and Burnley confirmed relegated.
yeah, they've been confirmed mentally for months. Let's be honest. Like I think Wolves were on track
Yeah,
before they brought in what's his face to be the worst team ever. But obviously they picked up some results. Got the draw against uh,
yeah.
Arsenal and they beat Liverpool and drew with us, etc. So not so horrendous as it was looking at one point, but I think they were always going to struggle.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And then another one, a bit of a sad one actually. Your Unihorn and obviously ex-Premier League champions, Leicester relegated to League One.
I know, yeah. Like the drop off there is is crazy. Like I've seen, I haven't read a huge amount about it, but I see there's um like fan protests against the ownership and things like that. And I used to love the owner, but obviously the actual owner died in that helicopter crash, and I don't know if it's family
Yeah,
members who've taken over, but maybe they don't have the same sort of passion or care for the club that he did, and maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but yes, it's kind of sad to see these fairy tales kind of turn into a nightmare.
sad to see, but happened right, and it's not the
Yeah,
first time. But hopefully they can bounce back. But Chaz, we're here to talk about United. You're soldiering through with a bit of a cough, but
yeah,
let's get excited for Monday and United being back. So Monday night, 8 p.m. in the UK. It's at Old Trafford. I'm going to be there, so hopefully bring a little bit of live content in and around the match as well. For those watching in the UK, it's live on TNT Sports, I believe, actually, on Monday, which is a random one, but that's what my Googling told me anyway, so hopefully that's true. Before we get into United, let's talk about Brentford. Keith Andrews, to be fair, doing a job there, isn't he?
yeah, really good. Like I think quite a lot of people have them favourites, not favourites, but in the mix to be going down with obviously losing like Wissa, losing Mbuemo, what's his face in midfield? He went to Arsenal, Norgard. So they lost a lot of their
Oh, God, yeah.
key players from last season. So I think everyone kind of thought they were on their way down. And fair play, they've done really well, and they want a bit like Brighton, a bit like Bournemouth. They seem to unearth these players and you're like okay, you've lost your two strikers I don't know how many goals between them they got last year, at least like 30 odd. And then they bring in
Yeah.
Igor Thiago and he's absolutely smashing it. And now he's being linked with us and everyone. It's like they must be like, for God's sake, let's have it at least for 2 seasons. But yeah, he's done a really good job. Like they normally do a number on us, and I think they are where are they? They are. ninth in the table. But I think 12 to 6 is really tight, so they can still they've still got something to fight for, which is not ideal for us. They're not like normally when you get to this start of the season, you have kind of these mid-table obscurity teams who can't really get to Europe and they're not going to get relegated. But this season, if you're from like 8th down to 14th, you've probably still got a chance of pushing to Europe if you get a run together. And I think they definitely fall in that category.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's done a really good job, and they've got some really good players.
Yeah, can we hire some of these scouts and
I
things like
know.
that, please? Because I'm sick of these clubs finding these players and then us having to pay big for it when we should have this massive network finding these. Like we say it all the time, I don't understand it, but fair play doing a great job. And
Yeah, I think
to be
maybe
fair, last
Ineos.
time, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say I think maybe Ineos is looking at this a bit more. Like if you look at Lemons and you look at Dorgu, like two decent players we've unearthed, which aren't like breaking the bank, and maybe that's the kind of signings we'll be looking at. Maybe not, they're not like the marquee signings, but they're ones which bolster the squad, and they might turn out to be future starters. And then maybe it is kind of competing with some of the Brightons and the Brentfords on some of these players. So I'm thinking maybe the Ineos model is looking a bit more like that. We'll see over the next few years, I guess.
Yes, please, more Lemons type signings, please. That would be fantastic. Um, But yeah, also last time we played them, we got beat 3-1. So I don't know if you remember, but it was those Thiago too early on, then Sesko pulled him on back, and then
Yeah,
Jensen got the 96 minute to just confirm
yeah,
the
when we were
defeat.
pushing.
So
Yeah,
yeah, tricky customer. And as
yeah,
you said, ninth in the table, but actually, same points as Chelsea, and with a win, which we hope they don't get, they could go sixth.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think
tricky customer, and also. I think their last three games as well, draw specialists. You were mentioning it just before we got on here. Similar story with Bournemouth, and sheepishly, that didn't go too well, but they just seem to be salvaging a point. So they've done 0-0 at home to Fulham, 2-2 at home to Everton, and 0-0 away to Leeds before that.
yeah, it's actually their last 5 games they've drawn, 5 in a row.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
Oof,
5.
wow.
Which shows obviously they're a hard team to beat. And these aren't like there's a few 0-0s in there, but they still score goals with Thiago. It seems to be like if Thiago doesn't score, they don't tend to score. He's like their main goal scorer and the ones who gets the wins. So yeah, if you're a betting person, you'd probably go for a draw. It'd be quite a safe bet on this one, I think. Particularly as the way the Bournemouth game went as well with the draw specialists.
Definitely. So is Thiago your one to watch then? He was mine.
100%. Yeah, he does look a quality player. Like he's strong, he's quick, and obviously he's a good finisher. So uh, there's been rumours obviously that we're interested in him already. I would like to see another season, and add an extra 50 million to the price tag, probably if you were to wait. But yeah, he does look really good. But yeah, he's definitely the main one to watch. He does look quality. I think he's even got a chance for making the World Cup squad for Brazil because they don't really have a out and out striker or option or plan B for kind of Rodrigo and Vinicius. So he might sneak in there. I think Cuna's probably the main. I think they might start Cuna as a striker. We'll see. But he's definitely a decent option for them as well.
Yeah, do you think he'd be up for a supporting rotational role with Sesko at United?
I guess if you're whatever it is, second top goal scorer in the Premier League, you probably wouldn't. But then also you probably think you have the confidence to go. Actually, I'll just go that make that. I'll be number one. So it depends what sort of character he has. Because yeah, he could be like, well, I'm not going to be second fiddle, but or you go, I'm going to go there and make myself number one because he's outscored Sesko a lot. So yeah, if you go in and you're told you're second fiddle, I don't think you go for that because you probably could go to another kind of top team and be like, even if
Yeah.
you think about Arsenal, they signed Gyökeres, who's pretty average. So he'd probably go there and he'd probably kind of keep Gyökeres out of the team, for example, or Liverpool were about 56 strikers. So again, Chelsea, like João Pedro is kind of a striker, not a striker. So yeah, like there's not many proper strikers out there these days, and he definitely fits that bill.
Yeah, I feel that's going to be an interesting signing for us because we still definitely need a backup striker, but it is a tricky one to try and get the
Yeah,
level we want that there's someone that's gonna, fundamentally we have Sesko's our man, right? So they are gonna have to be comfortable, at least competing with him. So it's gonna be an interesting one. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. Um, back to Brentford as well. Just in terms of team news, they've got a few injuries. So Carvalho's out, Silva's out, Milambo's out. Our mate, Jordan Henderson, apparently is not too far away from a return. So I don't think we'll see him at Old Trafford. We
It
love
doesn't
him,
matter.
don't we?
He's rubbish. He's always been
He's
rubbish.
rubbish. How is that man getting in the England squad? He must be the best crack ever because he's offering nothing else.
I know. Yeah, like obviously we've got some Liverpool mates who wonder some about him. But he's just a distinctly average player, in my opinion, and he always
Yeah.
has been. Like even when obviously they won the league with Liverpool when he was captain, it's like just not that good. Like it's really annoying, like how he gets so many plaudits. But yeah, I just think he doesn't do anything amazingly. I guess he's got a good engine on him. That's probably about it.
Chaz, you had that back in the day as well, but you're not getting on the plane. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the Henderson stuff does get to me because I just don't understand it. He's
Yeah,
got the best PR, and I don't know why. And particularly now, maybe a few years ago, but it's absolutely nonsense. So yeah, but I don't think we're going to see him at Old Trafford, but we'll see. But let's turn attention to United. So, good news. Harry Maguire is going to be back from his suspension. Martinez still banned, unfortunately. And then there's probably a question mark for Euro, right, after he didn't start against Chelsea. I'm not fully sure what that is, but it looks unsure.
yeah. I saw some news saying it's just a knock, and I think Carrick said he might be back soon. And I heard some other stories like he's out for 3 months. But I think it's the former. I think it's just a knock. I hope anyway. Um, but
Same.
I think even if he is fit, I think the way obviously we'll get to teams in a minute, but the way Heaven played, I think you'd be confident with Heaven and Maguire started.
Let's do it now. What are your predicted lineups then?
Um, so obviously Lyman's in goal. I'd go Dele right back because I think he did make a difference against Chelsea versus when we played Leeds. Then I'd have Maguire and Aiden, and then Shaw left back, and then the midfield Bruno, Cass and Cobby, and then I think I would stick with the starting one for Chelsea, so Sesko, Cunha, and Buemo. How about you?
You've pinched my team. Yeah, when I send you the notes, I always hide my little my inputs there, and you've like exactly that. I think I'm actually quite excited to see Heaven and Maguire together because I think Heaven
Yeah,
deserves that shout after his last performance, and Maguire bringing that. To be fair, Mazraoui did it, but that's Harry's position, isn't it? So seeing them two together, I think will be quite good. And then yeah, I agree with you. I think it drops Mazraoui to the bench for leave Dalot right because he played well. And then yeah, I think Sesko starts and Buemo and Cunha either side. So yeah, same lineups, mate, to be honest. Let's see if we agree on scores. I'm going to jump in because in case you pinch my score as well as my lineup. So I'm going to go United 2, Bournemouth 1, and my scorers are Casemiro, I think he's popping up, Sesko, and then a Thiago consolation for Brentford.
annoying because
Chad,
it wasn't the same goal scorers, but it was. I was gonna go 2-1, and I'm
go
going
for it.
Bruno Pen. I'm not going to
Yeah.
put the pen bit on as a bet. And then Sesko, because I think he's due a goal. And then same, again, we won't put it onto the bet, but Igor Thiago to score the one for Brentford.
Yes, I got in there first, so I'm not just copying you. But yeah, that's what I fancy. So let's,
Yeah.
as always, put a couple of quid on. And one of these days is going to come in. It's quite tricky to predict the score and the identical scorers and win,
Yeah.
but I can see it happening.
Especially when you're doing like,
So let's do
we all won the other week was 3-2, right? Which is, even if you got the score right,
it.
it's hard to get the free scorers is really hard.
Let's back ourselves. Let's back our knowledge. It's going to come in. It's going to come in.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Couple of 2-1s. I'd be very, very happy with that. And then that would take us so close to guaranteeing Champions League, right? I think it can be even closer based on other results. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
That would put us, what would that put us? 60, that'd be 11 points ahead of Brighton in sixth if we win that. In the
With
same
12 to
games
play for.
played. Yeah. And it'd be if
Yeah.
Brentford, I mean, so if Everton, no, they'd be the same as well. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the rest of the game week and the weekend then. So I guess moving away from Premier League just quickly, got the FA Cup semi-finals. So we've got City, Southampton, and Leeds, Chelsea. City, Southampton. Is that the
So
obvious one?
City are obviously going through, even if they rest players. Like I think they will learn from Arsenal in the sense of like not kind of resting on their laurels and actually putting out a decent team. So I think and also they want momentum, right? Going into the kind of the final Prem games to
Yeah.
win the league. So I think they'll win that. And then if Brent was still in charge, I would have gone Leeds. But now I'm like, oh, I think so. Again, like we said earlier, is why they probably made that change. But I don't know. Leeds got a draw last night. I'm going to go Chelsea. I think Chelsea will do it.
I Yeah, to be fair, maybe it sounds a bit stupid now, but I called Chelsea for the FA Cup. I don't know if you remember, like quite a while ago.
Yeah, yeah,
And now it looks a bit mad. But you can imagine with these idiot players that Chelsea have got, they'll probably kind of show up, won't they, at the weekend because
yeah,
they feel that they've got a point to prove. So I'm with you. I think Chelsea will get through that one. And my Southampton mate, obviously he won't be happy as just writing him off. He joked the other day though and kind of said, look, their B team now includes Phil Foden and players like Marmoush.
yeah,
So even if they're resting players, there's still some task. But everyone wrote off Southampton against Arsenal and they got the job done. However, I think looking at their league form as well, they look to be tiring. So it might just be a game too far, I think, for those guys.
yeah, yeah. I think so.
So City Chelsea final we're predicting. Let's see. And then back to the Premier League. So our mates Arsenal now in second at home to struggling Eddie Howe's Newcastle. How do you see that one going?
I don't know. It's a hard one because obviously Newcastle are in good form, but they always seem to turn up for the bigger games, and they've got such a combative team. And I think they might also know that Arsenal are a bit of a wounded animal. So I kind of expect Newcastle to turn up. So I'm going to go for a little draw on that one, I reckon.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Um, I think Arsenal are going to win this one and pile more pressure on Eddie Howe. Um, I think he might be let
I
down
think I said
when
last pod. I think he's gone next
yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah, I've got that video ready to post. Don't worry, coming soon.
Yeah,
Coming soon. Maybe after that game, and then not really a juicy games, but we rivals watch for top five really. Villa are away at Fulham. It could be a tricky one.
Fulham. I think Fulham
Is that
still
is that
can't.
wishful thinking?
Fulham again. Fulham, if they have a good little run, could push themselves into like Europa League. They're only
Yeah,
they're 4 off Bournemouth in seventh, but with a game in hand, so they've still got something to fight for. So
yeah.
and then Villa, I guess Villa's semi-final with Forest is next Thursday, so maybe they have a bit of an eye on that as well. So yeah, it might not be a foregone conclusion that Villa win that.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love a bit of help from some of these teams dropping points because on the other
Yeah,
side as well, then we've got Liverpool at home for Palace, but I can't really see anything other than a Liverpool win there. How about you?
yeah, I think Liverpool will win that. I think Palace, with all the kind of the manager stuff and the fallouts, they've just not been doing it enough. So again, though, looking at the table, they've got 2 games in hand. So that'll take them to 46 points. So then again, they can still sneak into Europe. Again, if they put a run together. So again, at least they've got something to play for. But yeah, I think Liverpool will win that one.
Yeah, same. And then the only other game of note really for me is Wolves at home to Spurs. Are they obviously already relegated Wolves? Are they going to drag Spurs down with them and get something there?
Yeah, it's one of those ones where often you see teams who have been relegated. It's almost like a pressure off their chest, and they almost relax and play better.
Yeah,
So that one could surprise. Is it at Wolves? It is at Wolves, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, yeah.
But I think if Spurs don't win that, well, it's so like what are Leeds now are 9 points ahead. They're in serious trouble. If they don't win that, they're gone. I'd say.
big time, big time. And like
Even if
you
they
said,
draw,
so Wolves are either on the beach or maybe they've been on the sauce, is what Spurs can hope for. But I can see them, as you said, just maybe relaxing and just at least getting a point there. And then
yeah.
Spurs are in real deep doo-doo if that happens. And we're here for it.
Also, Wolves might like it's one of those kind of a bit of pride. You might not want to finish bottom. If they win, they're
Yeah.
joint with Burnley then. I don't know who have the better goal difference, similar. So again, a bit of pride. You might not want to finish bottom. I think your prize money still counts for every position. So again, even from a financial perspective, going down, like coming 19th or 18th is much better financially. So again, that would be something that the owners will be thinking about, I'm sure.
And maybe a tip to Spurs to not do mass celebrations if they go 1-0 up.
Yeah, after 14 minutes, and yeah, just chill out a little bit, guys.
Shirts off and
Yeah,
all that good stuff. Oh,
save
just
it for
on
the end of the
Spurs, it
game.
just came to me actually. Exactly, yeah, just on Spurs. I've seen us recently. I mean, we're linked with everyone now because it's silly season, but Mickey van der Ven to United. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
saw that earlier. Yeah, like
What do you reckon?
I like him. I mean, he's a good player. He's rapid, but my only concern is he a bit Delict and Martinez-y with his old injury record? I think he's been injured quite a lot in the last couple of seasons,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's my only concern. I think from a player perspective, I think he's quality, but you just want someone who's going to be available for a full season, which none of our centre backs, other than our young ones, seem to be doing. So maybe I'd want a proper medical going on with him and full medical record to check he hasn't got like glass ankles or something.
Yeah, we need like a Bruno Fernandes centre half, don't we? That we can
Yeah,
always count
exactly.
on. Yeah, interesting one. And I think there's always question marks for me when you've been in a team like that, just around attitude, because obviously he's a central player. And obviously I'm not blaming him for Spurs being where they are, but when you've been part of that, you've got to ask questions on, attitude and application. So, yeah, I've seen him run lengths to the pitch, and he is a good player. But like you
Yeah.
said, I want to make sure we properly do our homework before anything. And if they go down, hopefully, if we do get him, we get him at a Brucey price, right?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, if you get him super cheap, because it's one of those things where if you're not desperate for him, but you can get him for like, I don't know, normally if they were staying up, you'd probably have to pay like 50, 60 million for him, but maybe because they're going down, you can get him for 30
Yeah.
million or something like that, then he's a bit of a bargain it's worth going for. But I don't know who else Spurs, we don't have anyone else I'd fancy. Hmm, not really.
I like
This is
that. Who's
all
their
right.
centre mid there? Is he a Danish guy?
Which one?
This is gonna bug me. This is gonna bug me. Please hold, listeners. Um, is he injured at the minute? You must be. Oh no,
What position?
Bergval. I like Bergval.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
a centre mid, Swedish. Yeah, he's a decent player, but other than that, I'm not really sure. There's Pedro Porro maybe as well. As like,
yeah.
look, it's just
Obviously,
raiding Spurs already.
obviously,
But
Jed Spence was good last year, but been rubbish this year. But they've all been rubbish, which is why they're in 18th. So I guess there's still players in there.
yeah,
I guess you should look back at the previous season really to see if there's any decent gems. But yeah, Porro was always popping up with assists and stuff last year. So yeah, he's probably a good shout as well.
all right, let's stop raiding Spurs and see if they go down first, and then we can
Yeah,
we can dip in. But as always in previews, let's finish with Challenge Chaz. But I like to keep you on your toes. So this week, gonna swap it around, I believe, Chaz. You're gonna ask me.
yeah. So a bit of a theme from
Before,
last time, which I stole, but
go
because
on.
of our mates Arsenal, I'm running. Can you list the? I'm making it easier for you, but players who have played for
Okay.
both United and Arsenal, and I made it easier by it being the Premier League era, because if I went back, obviously there's a lot
Yeah.
more. So they are
Yeah.
is one, two, three, four, five. There's six, and the one of them's a bit tricky because it's kind of like he crossed into the Premier League, so it wasn't like a signing in that time, but he did play for both clubs, and he wasn't playing for them in the Premier League era. But if you get him, I'd be impressed.
I am. All right. I'm nervous. Here we go. Um, does Aiden
They're
Heaven
pretty
count?
easy. No, because I don't think he played I think I'm sorry. I should have clarified. It's senior Premier League appearances as well in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
All right. Robin van Persie,
Correct.
Mikel Silvestre,
Yeah.
Arsenal, and I started off with a strong 2 and then lost my mind.
This is always happens when you're under pressure. There's a couple of biggies.
Yeah. Come on, Spencer.
You've got this. Do you want a clue?
I don't know if I have, but give me one more second. Come on. It is so true. When you pose this, just everything disappeared, and I've just got like nursery rhymes going on in my head now. Come on. For both of them. Let me think. You're gonna have to clue me. This is shocking.
This is shocking. Okay. One of them is still playing in the Premier League and scoring quite a few goals this season.
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a bad one. That is a
John,
bad one. You know
John,
as well, I've got Spurs. I've got Spurs Brighton up on my screen for when we were looking at
His
Spurs
name's
players,
there.
and Danny Welbeck through the
Do you want
middle.
another awful clue?
Come on. Give me another awful clue.
Piano.
Piano?
I thought this was a famous thing.
What?
Okay, another clue. One of the biggest flops ever.
One of the biggest flops ever. I'm having a mare.
You're having a mare.
No.
He's from Chile.
Oh, Sanchez.
Yeah. Do you know his piano being in his unveiling? He was playing the piano.
I do not remember that at all. Maybe I think I've just wrapped him from my memory because he was absolutely shocking, and I was actually quite excited to sign him. Yeah, that's poor for me. Come on, is it one more then?
One more is a hard one though, so I don't think you can get it. I wouldn't get it.
Definitely not. Based on this, come on, just put me out of my misery.
He also played for Villa. He also played for. Let me see. How else he played for? He was very much more of an 80s player, but he also played for Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, Manchester United, Sheffield Wednesday, Barnsley, and Middlesbrough. Bit of an England legend.
People watching or listening now are going to scream at me. Probably saying it's so obvious. Put it in the comments if you know what it is. No, go on, Chaz. I've gone.
He won. Let me see his honours. He won the European Cup twice.
What position?
Like attacking midfielder, striker vibe. Oh no, he wasn't. Ignore that. He's a right back. I always thought he was an attacking player. Shows my knowledge as well. I'll tell you.
Done really well.
You're not getting it.
Go on.
Viv Anderson.
Yeah, if I'm not getting Danny Welbeck, I'm not getting Viv Anderson. So shocking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shocking performance for me. That I got so confident to begin with and started, through Van Persie. I thought Sylvester was quite a good one, and then literally just nursery rhymes just started in my head. So sorry, everyone, let you down there.
Pressure gets you.
If you got it, pop it. Pop it in the comments. I've crumbled. I've done an Arsenal, bottled it when it's been turned to me. So I can only apologise. But Chaz, that's us for the preview ahead of Monday. What do you guys think? Let us know. Let us know with your comments over Challenge Spen and my shocking performance. Let us know your predicted lineups, and as always, your predicted scores and scorers. Maybe join us in a bet, do that as well. But yeah, please let us know. Get your comments in, and as always, like and subscribe, follow us on all the socials. We'd love to connect, and we will catch you in the next one.